Hi guys, Ramsey here. Welcome to another video. Today we have a first impression video, and this is a fragrance I've been wanting to try for a long time. I told you guys on one of my previous videos that Rich Mitch and I swapped some samples with each other. I sent him some, he sent me some. His took an extra 2 weeks to get here, but I finally got it. The one that I decided to try first, and this is the first day of me wearing this fragrance, never smelled it before, by the way, is a 2004 composition from Dior called Noire. And this is a Fragcom darling, if you will. And a lot of people say that it is Francis Kurkdjian's best work. And I'm still on the hunt for a bottle of Absolute Pour Le Soir. I can't find that one at all. You know, a lot of people say that's his best work. Other people say, oh, Noire is his best work. So let me just give you my first impression on this fragrance. First, let's go through the notes. I'll tell you what I get from it, and I'll tell you whether I plan on buying a bottle and stuff like that. So first of all, this fragrance is a very original composition. You know, a lot of people give Francis Kurkdjian, Captain Kirk, if you will, they give him, you know, a little bit of a hard time for just using those common, you know, boring white musks that he is such a fan of and such a fan of using. And this fragrance has none of that. It has thyme and sage in the top, which also go good on chicken. And this does smell a little bit like food, but not chicken. And then you get lavender, coffee, Virginia cedar, Immortelle, that's a big one, and saffron in the mid. And then in the base you get licorice, another big one, vanilla, violet, leather, and stems greens. I have no clue what stems greens are meant to be. Maybe they're just saying green notes or something. When you first spray this fragrance, you get like this, to me, I get this syrup smell, and I don't know why. But I get like this syrup smell. Now, there's a couple other fragrances that this hints to. If you look in Fragrantica, the number one compared fragrance is a fragrance that I actually own a full bottle of, one of my favorite brands. This is Amouage Sunshine Man. I thought this was a unique composition when it came out in 2015. This is my favorite Immortelle fragrance, hands down. And this mixes the note of Immortelle with brandy, and it's a little bit sweeter. There's a little bit more tonka and vanilla in this, and normally you've heard me say I don't like sweet fragrances, but what I've done, this is not going to be a comparison video, by the way, but it kind of has to be because this is my frame of reference. So I sprayed this on my right hand, and I sprayed Eau Noire on the left hand today, and I've kind of been wearing it and, you know, throughout the day comparing the two. And I will tell you immediately that Eau Noire is spicier. And, you know, I'm reading some of the Fragrantica comments. It's interesting because there's a lot of people on there arguing about whether there is a curry note in Eau Noire. And what's interesting is the Immortelle flower is actually sometimes known as the curry plant because it can give off this curry type smell. And so this is much heavier on the licorice. It's much heavier on the Immortelle. I think the coffee, you know, tends to come a little bit later, but you get a much spicier accord with this. It's not as mass appealing to me. When I first sprayed it, I immediately understood what people were saying when they said that it is comparable to Sunshine Man. But I like Sunshine Man a little bit more. Give away a little secret right away. I like Sunshine Man a little bit more. It's a little bit more palatable for me. You know, this, I'm not immediately in love with it. I like it. I can see how in 2004 this was a big breakthrough, you know, a big breakthrough fragrance. It's almost like a gourmand, but it's not. You know, it's almost like this spicy fragrance, but it's got other facets to it. And as far as coffee fragrances go, once that coffee, you know, comes to the party, at about an hour, at about the hour mark, maybe even the 2 hour mark, I really like this fragrance more. It's the first hour to 2 hours that I struggle with. There is lavender, obviously. Both of these are lavender compositions with Immortelle and some notes surrounding it. Now, there's another Immortelle fragrance that preceded these two that I own and love. It's called Annick Goutal's Sables. And Sables was created for Annick Goutal's husband in 1985. Great year for perfume, by the way. This is the vintage bottle. They did away with the name Annick Goutal now, by the way. It's basically only Goutal Paris. This is more of an Immortelle Soliflor. So I'm very familiar with the note of Immortelle. I love the note of Immortelle. It adds this hay-like, dry, dryness, this hay-like tobacco, dry, floral aspects to a fragrance. My problem is that when I compare these two, I instantly love and enjoy this one immediately from the get-go. There's no waiting 2 hours to maybe get past some of that spiciness, what they're calling that curry type smell on Fragrantica. They probably just don't understand that that is the Immortelle flower giving off that curry smell, and it's really amped up in Eau Noire. If you like spicy fragrances, if you like fragrances that are a little bit off the beaten path, both of these will do, but this is definitely sweeter. And I happen to usually not like sweet fragrances as much, but in this case, Sunshine Man, since I have a full bottle, I probably won't spring for a full bottle of Eau Noire. Probably not. If I could find his other masterpiece, Absolute Pour Le Soir, I think I would spring for a full bottle. But this, I'm very glad I got to try it. It seems like the longevity is very good. I think they made this Paris exclusive. Excuse me. So I don't think it's discontinued. I just think you have to buy it in the Paris shop of Dior. And that's it. You can't get it anywhere else, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's also the problem of reformulation. The new Privé bottles have the C and the D almost like intertwined, like a Chanel would. And so this is from Rich Mitch's bottle that had the C and the D apart from each other. And so, basically, am I smelling a fragrance where even if I decide to buy a bottle and I got something newer, would I have to go hunt a vintage down and pay double or triple the price is the other issue with the Privés, especially these older ones. So, there's some issues with the fragrance that would probably stop me from picking up a bottle. Now, do I like it though? Yes, absolutely. Would I wear it? Yes. I would definitely wear this. And I think this does lean a little bit more masculine because of the spices. There's this leather note as well on the base. So would I wear this? Absolutely, I would wear it. It's just a matter of, it's the value for money to me, already owning a bottle of Sunshine Man, already owning a bottle of Sables, and I also own The Afternoon of a Fawn from A Tête Libre d'Orange, which is also an Immortelle type fragrance. Since my Immortelle bases are covered, do I want to go buy this, which is very Immortelle heavy to my nose? That's the issue that I'm kind of asking myself as a collector. So, that's kind of my initial thoughts on this. I think it's a very well-made composition. I think that if Francis Kurkdjian can get back to creating stuff like this as the new in-house perfumer of Dior, that he's going to have some big hits on his hands. Will he get back to creating stuff like this is the problem. I don't know. I don't know if this is mainstream enough that's going to get the sales that Dior wants. Dior is all about selling bottles right now, and I think they brought I think they brought Francis Kurkdjian in, Captain Kirk, because, he is in touch with that mainstream mindset. He can put something together that a soccer mom would instantly like, and a working professional dad would instantly like, and also their teenage son would instantly like. You know, he has the ability to put something like that together. This is probably a little bit more divisive. Also, reading the comments, you can tell it definitely is. There's some people that say, masterpiece, greatest perfume they've ever smelled. There's others that say they sprayed it on and went, nope, not for me, no way, no how. So this is a divisive fragrance, just, you know, by its construction. It is unique, though. If you're a perfume lover, I'm very glad to have gotten my nose on this. I was actually really shocked when I saw it was compared to Sunshine Man, but I realize now that Sunshine Man is compared to Eau Noire because this came out a decade before Sunshine Man. So this is almost like an updated version for me, especially since I already have a full bottle. But if you don't have very many Immortelle fragrances, or you don't have very many gourmand fragrances, if you don't like gourmands, which I actually don't. The only gourmand that I can think of off the top of my head that I absolutely love is Amen. I love Amen. That's considered to be a gourmand. Animal it also is a gourmand that came a year before Amen, and I do love that fragrance as well. But I don't have very many gourmands like this that I would be able to point to and say, okay, this is definitely a gourmand fragrance. This has gourmand tendencies because of the coffee and the licorice, and Rich Mitch has said it before on his streams. This does smell like food. It smells like you're getting ready to sit down and have a nice meal. And you know, there's syrup, there's coffee brewing, there's that kind of vibe going. Like you're getting ready to have a relaxed meal kind of thing. And for someone who is a big fragrance aficionado, most of us do not like gourmands. This is a gourmand that I think you could get behind. So if you don't have the Immortelle fragrances in your collection already, if you don't have Sunshine Man, if you don't have Sables, absolutely, I think you could buy this. I even think you could blind buy this and like it if you could find the C and the D bottles that are not connected on the cap. I don't know what the reformulation is like is the only problem. But for me, I just appreciate and love Sunshine Man so much already that it's very hard for me to pivot to something like this that is not as pleasing to my nose and, give it the appreciation that it probably deserves. So I may be biased, but again, the whole reason that I wanted to start this channel is that I was finding that, just getting people's honest and genuine opinion on a fragrance was getting harder and harder to do in FragCom. And so I don't care whether I have a full bottle to show you or whatever it may be. I just want to share my honest thoughts with you. And if it helps even one person, then I'm happy that, I'm doing this. So that's kind of my first take on Eau Noire. I'll probably be able to give it another wear or two. As you can see, these little 2 ml decants, I put a pretty good testing it out today in the decant. But I'll probably be able to give it another couple wears, and who knows, maybe I'll pick up a good bottle, or if I can find a partial. When you have a big collection, partial bottles are a blessing. If I could find an older partial bottle that was 20, 30, 40, 50% full, I would probably go for it, because this is a very interesting composition. Would I go buy it at full retail? No, absolutely not. And, I would even recommend, if you're in the market for Immortelle fragrances, these 3, Eau Noire, Sunshine Man, and Annick Goutal's Sables, are absolute must smells. I prefer this out of all of them. This is probably the closest to a just Immortelle Soliflor, in my opinion. There's other stuff, obviously, but just the pure smell of Immortelle, this gets very close. Beautiful fragrance, by the way, blended with black tea and sandalwood and amber and very classic masculine stuff from 1985. So test these Immortelle fragrances out and get samples and see, because Immortelle can be a pretty divisive note. And for me, I just found one that works in Sunshine Man, but I've got 9 more Rich Mitch samples to go that I've never smelled before. So I'm almost positive that eventually I'm going to find one that you know, is a must buy that I don't own. But Eau Noire is not it for me. But again, Rich Mitch, thank you so much for sending me these samples. It's a pleasure and an honor to get to smell Eau Noire and wear it for the day. And I will see you guys back again tomorrow with another video. Cheers. Peace.